So a couple weeks back, we took the futon bed up to the cabin and installed it. It was a delight to be sleeping on a bed and no longer on a foamy on the floor, but the foam mattress does not have a lot of bend to it and kind of wants to slide off when you try and fold it up into a couch position. So I'm coming up with an idea to screw some wood strips inside the mattress liner to hold the mattress from slipping off the edge, which is quite annoying.
Shiny.
Nice blade. That's a good weight to it. No blowout. Here's a real test for it. Flat sawn, old growth, edge grain fir, bone dry. This wood is so prone to tear out that, well, it just always tears out. Let's see what it does with this new CMT blade. Zero tear out with all the grain running in that direction, which is typically unavoidable tear out. So
until now.
Until now. The revolutionary new design of CMT's micrograin chromium carbide. You can kiss tear out goodbye. Micrograin chromium carbide. I got it right. Your piece is probably cut too short because you're not a samurai. But man, does that cut look clean. As a part of the Maker's Mob Router Bit Challenge, we have partnered with Taylor Toolworks and CMT to offer the award-winning Italian-made CMT router bits and saw blade. CMT has the widest portfolio of router bits and saw blades on the market and received a perfect 10 by Wood Magazine. Taylor Toolworks carries the largest selection and has the best prices on CMT bits and blades. You can save 30 to 50% off on the bits and blades I used in this video by shopping at taytools.com. Links are in the description below. In addition, use the code CMT10 at checkout to save an extra 10% on your order. So click the link in the description below while this offer is still available, and thank you so much for the support. Well, we got a ramp on board. We're hanging about 10 feet off the front.
Got boost behind you guys.
Take the helm, my love.
Behind the wheel.
So we're gonna get this out there and then slide it onto the dock. That's the plan anyways. That's what I'm talking about. Free-hanging off the front of the boat. Oh, the view up here is beautiful. Okay. Maneuver these so they don't end up pushing me this way. I was just going to say, I think you're better off to be on that side. Yeah, just drift right into your
You're go. Woo.
Best neighbors in town.
We just get that up. We can still do what you want to do. Let's get those in first.
So watch you don't crush your hand.
Yeah. Okay. Let's start with one first.
Yeah, that's what
you guys can lift up. I'm gonna lift this thing up. Just one, two. You're right. Forward a little bit. So that one's. That'll take. Go down, bud.
Okay, push.
Hey guys, I'm happy to announce that our 99-cent Makers Mob woodworking sale is back. This is our biggest woodworking sale of the year. We're inside the Makers Mob. You'll not only get access to learn my top woodworking projects, you will also get over 90 woodworking tutorials with plans from YouTube's top makers like Jimmy DeResta, John Heiss, Neil Paskin, Frank Howarth, John Peters, and of course myself. And right now, if you click the link in the description below, we are also hosting a 2-month router bit challenge where you can upload your projects that you have made and compete with woodworkers at different skill levels from all over the world in order to win thousands of dollars in prizes from CMT Tools and Tailored Toolworks. So click the link in the description below, learn woodworking from YouTube's top makers, and take advantage of this 99-cent sale before it ends. See you on the inside. Well, we're coming up to dock at our dock with a ramp for the first time.
Whoop, whoop.
We don't have any decking on yet. That's what all this is for. So, okay, I should probably slow down. Need more washers. So I'm gonna have to walk down this while it's not all the way bolted on. I'll just put a little temporary bolt through there, just so nobody dies.
That's not sketchy at all, is it?
It's the samurai way.
Don't die, honey. The dog is marooned on the dock. She can't get up the ramp. She doesn't want to swim. Hazel?
You really need decking. What would go wrong? So I went to the hardware store, but I was looking for 7-inch bolts, but they only had 8 inches, which is a little bigger than I need, but you can just add more washers. So these ones will work. I'll just have to bottom out the threads on them. These kind of hang on this hinge system so that the wave action that the dock sees doesn't transfer up the ramp, and if these were, you know, statically bolted to these hinge points and didn't have any flex in them, you know, a big storm would come up and just rip these tabs and destroy the ramp. So you got to have a little bit of swing arm on it if you want it to last. So that's what we're doing here. And then I'm using these zinc plated nylon locking washers. I can't find any that are like hot dip galvanized, but we're out here in fresh water, so I don't think they're gonna rust up too bad.
Too bad about this day, huh?
Terrible working weather, you know?
I know. What's the problem?
Put the bolt in from the wrong side.
Dope.
It's gotta look same as the other side, or my OCD goes into high alert. I just can't sleep.
I kind of like this angle I'm getting right now.
Putting out the resume.
Yep. Badonka
Cover
donk.
letter, baby. You like my cover letter? Ooh.
You know, I'm just getting lots of angles on the bolts. It's very important that people, you know, can see exactly what you're doing.
You
Oh,
like those calves?
all right. And the love handles. I'm liking the love handles.
Don't you get sassy with me.
Does that feel better?
Much better. And I also forgot to put double washers on each end. I had doubles on one end and only a single on the other end, and I was like, that's gonna drive me crazy too. So
Okay.
it was actually kind of a blessing that not only did I forget the washer, but then I also put the bolt in, so that's like 2 mistakes, and which is just cannot be tolerated. So had to be done.
All right.
I feel like literally I just feel like
New man?
there's like a release of like, oh, it's like a dopamine hit.
You're special.
Yep.
See, now they match. Ta-da.
Looks like we got a little friend here.
Hello. What is that?
Bat.
Oh.
Yeah.
Don't get too close. That's creepy. Just leave it.
What you doing, buddy? Aren't you supposed to be flying around eating bugs?
No, it's not nighttime yet.
Well, it's kind of almost sunset. They come out at dusky, don't they?
No, they don't.
Has he been there all day?
What are you doing out of the cave, buddy? Looks like you got a case of premature ebatulation.
Is that your bad dad voice?
Yep. I got a pretty good bat dad. Or at least I like to think so. So this is clearly not samurai quality here. I grabbed these 14 footers. It was all they had at the my sawmill. When stopped there, they were out of the 16s. And then some of them are a little bit short, and so they're not landing. And I was like, ugh. I didn't want to cut off 2 feet and kind of waste so much material to get them to land on a joist there. So I think my buddy's got a couple sheets of micro mesh at his shop, which is like a fiberglass grippy mesh 4x8 panel that's made for like docks and ramps and stuff. And it's pretty pricey, but it's not a whole lot more than wood. So I think I'm just gonna buy those sheets off them, and I think I have to order one more just to finish this ramp. And then I realized, because you know it's not super steep, but at the same time it's not like the neighbor's 40 footer over there, which, you know, an extra 10 feet brings the grade down a fair bit. So I don't want this to get slimy, right? Because right now it's rough sawn, you know, wood, so it's grippy. You know, even when it's wet, it's pretty grippy, but eventually that's going to get worn down just from traffic. And then the winters are going to come, and the algae and the slime is going to grow on it, and it's going to kind of become a slide. So I don't want to have people injuring themselves or bailing and stuff like that on this. I just want it to be like a done, safe thing. So I'm going to spend the money and get the micro mesh because that stuff lasts forever, and it's just crazy grippy. Wet or dry, doesn't really matter, right? It's industrial grade product, so I'm not screwing around anymore. You can see my dock is like sinking. It's like almost flush with the water there because of all that wood, and I've got that one float that I still need to replace. So, you know, this is turning into a bit of a cluster here. So I'm going to be sliding that section of dock out when I build the new section and putting it in underneath. And yeah, I should have done that before I put the whole ramp in, but then I would have been waiting like another 2 or 3 weeks, and I really just wanted a ramp. So judge me all you want. I don't think it'll be too big of a deal to like lift the ramp up and then kind of scoot the dock out and put the new one underneath and then hinge this one onto the new one. And I'm going to obviously have to put more flotation underneath it just because the weight of the ramp is pretty significant. So, you know, learning all sorts of stuff here. Don't cheap out on your flotation. More buoyancy, the better. Cheap ass samurai fail number 5 million. Coming up here with the ramp the other day, the nut came off that last bolt there and it had fallen apart. I rafted up to it and it lasted just until we could get the ramp installed here. So finally get to say goodbye to this little rig. She served me well while she lasted. And I know how to build a quick little shore mooring system if I ever need one in the future. I'm gonna miss this rock going up and down. I'm actually not really gonna miss it, but they were fond memories. Let's say that. So now I'm gonna tear this out, obviously, and then fix my dock issues, right? Because I've moved from one system to another system, and you can see we're sinking there, so I'm gonna have to build the next section of dock that the ramp's actually gonna sit on with extra flotation at the back. Obviously, you know, a couple 1,000 pounds of wood isn't helping either, so. But more buoyancy, the better. That's what I'm learning. Please make sure to give this video a like and a share, and make sure to check out the links in the description box below so you don't miss out on our 99-cent Maker's Mob sale, as well as huge savings on all sorts of CMT tools.